So it dawned on me this summer prep season that I only have a few short years left, right, to do like all the nostalgic things. And normally we do back to school shopping mostly online. For the last probably 7-8 years, we've done it mostly online. But I miss the whole feeling of going down the aisles, finding those fun, quirky little things. Maybe it's functional, maybe it's not. Whatever it is, just to make like a pretty picture and get you excited about starting a new school. I find it even more fun when they get older that we were going back into the stores, going back to school shopping. So I'm gonna take you guys along with us. This will be in a series of a couple of days. And then stick around to the end and I'll show you our find.
Maybe there's a version of me left that doesn't feel afraid of what comes next.
Hey friends, welcome back. This is Arlene from the editing room. Y'all, the music was super loud in this store. I'm not trying to get copyrighted, so you get voiceover Arlene, all right? This is Office Depot. Was our first stop in, I think, 3 days of shopping altogether. And they had some super cute stuff. So my hope with sharing this, one, I think it's fun. I like watching people shop and see what they get at the end. If you don't, y'all keep scrolling. It's okay. But if not, hang out with me. You know how I do. Go get your lukewarm drinks. Let's have some window shopping fun. I will show you, so stick around to the end, what we actually grab. I wish I would have grabbed the stuff that looks super cute here in Office Depot or Office Max. I don't even know which one is the primary now. Who knows? But they had a lot of cute pencil cases. Like they had the whole retro 90s nostalgic vibe, and I was not hating it. I absolutely loved everything I was seeing, and I was thinking, you know what, this is going to be cheaper elsewhere, but their prices were very comparable or not really far off from other places that we looked at. And yeah, this is me being all nostalgic, thinking back that I can buy Crayola with my oldest, and she's like, I don't think so. There's nothing wrong with Crayola, friends. You can definitely do Crayola, but when you have an advanced artist, they have some preferences. They had that gamers little pencil pouch, I thought, or bin thing. I thought my son for sure was gonna love that. He was like, no. If you notice, mostly in these store stops, you'll see my daughter next to me, but not my son. He took off with my husband. We did have an appointment here with the TSA, so that's why we were just hitting the spot for really quick. But they had so many cute and fun things, and their prices were not bad. Look at this memory book, this teacher memory book. I've never seen this before, at least not in other stores. I thought that was pretty fun. You could also get like a glimpse of prices of stuff, so you can know like whatever you want to hit up next, or something that may catch your eye. Hopefully this helps. This planner, is just basic, but the lines were too thin for me. I was just like, no, I'm going to look at the planners. I don't care if I have how many at home. I'm going to look at it. The blue skies usually are pretty nice. This one was like $19.99. But again, those boxes were pretty narrow. Maybe for like elementary, I don't know. We're at a different stage, friends. And if you're new here, again, this is Arlene with Arlene and Company. You can follow me over on Instagram as well. My kiddos are not really little anymore, but we can pretend, is starting in 10th grade, and my youngest is 8th with mostly high school classes. So, yeah, I only have a few short years left, friends. Okay, so the erasers that they had here, granted, they probably work like crap, but they're so cute and fun. Like, how fun is this for, like, first day of school, like, to gift that to your kiddos and set up, like, first day of school fun with their basket and stuff like that. Like, I just miss those days. Like, we need to, like, make it all cute and pretty this year. How about it? Let's do it together. They have a lot, of the sets of the pens. I will tell you, I'm like a stationery snob. I'm not going to even try to apologize for it. I have my preferences, but I'm showing y'all just in case you like. I do not like those. But okay, this folder, spoiler alert, I didn't grab it. Why didn't I grab it? It was so cute. I didn't find anything else like that anywhere else. I thought for sure Target was going to be like the Mac of everything, and it wasn't. But I'll show you what we saw and found there in a bit. But they had so many cute notebooks and folders. But again, we had in our mind that we were going to get our notebooks from Target. So we didn't grab any from here. And they had a lot of really fun and retro looking ones. And that is basically the vibe my daughter was going for. She initially started with wanting to do like black, like just kind of like black aesthetics. And my son wanted to do blue. And she quickly changed her mind as we were going through stores and like really loving the retro vibe, and that's what she went for. I was also looking for a notebook that was just like a flex bind. I didn't really find exactly what I was looking for. They also have like, you know, Office Depot and Staples have these planners. They almost remind me of the Erin Condren planners with the layouts. They're just way more colorful and vibrant, and half the price. Whether the paper is going to hold up as well, I don't know. So our next stop was Five Below, and I had heard that they had a cute back to school section, but I was really honestly expecting things to not be great, and I was pleasantly surprised. They had a lot of unique notebooks, some retro notebooks that are like composition notebooks that were super fun, some with like hardbacks, fun sayings, some multi-subject notebooks that were actually kind of like a B5 size, I would say, maybe a little bit bigger. This flat late notebooks, I had a couple of design on those. They even had 5-star. They had a really good like blend of things. And to think we only came in here because my son wanted some candy from here. Our next up was Michael's, and oh, I was so upset with Michael's. It just literally depends which one you go to. They did have a lot of classroom decor. We do not have a homeschool room, but if you're looking for classroom decor, Michael's was one of the places that I saw that I had quite a bit of things, and that's typical for them. They had these little mini composition notebooks, and this is the multi-pack. Super cute. What would we use it for? No idea. Did we grab it? No. Should we? Probably. My daughter thought these were like hysterical. These were like this plushy feeling Post-its inside. Super cute. I think that's fun for like elementary, you know, stages and stuff, just giving them a fun little Post-its. We were looking for a sketchbook, but book bound. Strathmore is our favorite. When it comes to like papers, we usually look at either 300 or 400 series. And Archer as well, but that's a little bit more pricey. But we were here for brushes with round, fine point brushes, and my daughter, we've been slowly upgrading her stuff to professional grade. They didn't really have what we wanted. Artist Loft is her nemesis. She does not like it at all. There's, you know, for the right kid, it will be perfectly fine, you know, especially starting off and stuff like that. But she just does not like it, and they didn't really have on the Michaels we went to what we needed. She was looking at this watercolor set from Winsor and Newton. I had a feeling that she was going to like something else better, so we held off. Our next stop was Target. We had such high hopes, friends, such high hopes for this place. Like, I don't know if it was just the one that we went to, but like we let go so many things of so many stores prior because we were supposed to find it here because of the ads. And no, they did have, you know, our Old Faithful pencils. They did have cute UB highlighters, actually some notebooks from them, and they also had some cute folders. And I just love their company's motto and their mission. There's some other highlighters, you know, not our faves, but they do have them here. And they had like these gamer things for my son, and also all the multi-packs of the pens and paper. This is not really the kind of pen and paper that we use. They had that the Smiley World collab, but we were initially here because my daughter especially wanted everything in one book, so she was looking for a 5-subject multi-subject. We went to Staples and actually found quite a few things here. We did not film much because we were in a hurry while we were charging, but we did find quite a few things, so stick around for that. We went on a different day or the same day? It's all a blur now, to Hobby Lobby, and the reason we ended up there is because we were still after those freaking brushes, friends. And I knew they weren't going to be professional grade, but we were kind of desperate at this point. And while we were here, we still did not know about the local art supply store. So stick around for that, because that was like, that's where we're going to live. But they did have a lot of like the individual brushes, individual Posca markers, and a lot of great like sets. So that was really fun find. And the brushes that she did test out, well, not really test out, but she kind of felt it and thought that they would, like, you know, stick around with her for a little bit. I mean, she uses her brushes every single day for detail work when she does her sculpting. They had the Derwent pencils, which we love. But here is the brushes that they have, and these are supposed to hold off a little bit longer than the ones that she's had. So for now, we decided not to return these after we found the art supply store, and just let her use it until, you know, they die. They had a lot of cute like art caddies and things like that. They had the koi water sets, which are really high quality student grades. I love those. You'll find them in my cart. Now here it is, my friends, a family hobby center. It has half of like hobby stuff, and the half of the store is all art supply, and is the most marvelous place ever. We could have cried. Again, my son was off with his dad looking at planes and all kinds of model pieces and things like that. But they had the individual colors and things like that for her to look at, and the color swatches, so she can look exactly of what color she was looking at and what she was you know, after. They had so much. We could have spent hours in here, but you know, hubby was with us, and you know how they are, you know, they can't just let us be great. Anywho, they had such a beautiful selection, and they had everything from beginner to professional, but they had quite extensive for professional grade supplies. And here you can see her like studying the Daniel Smith color swatches. She was really trying to get more into, she's mixed media, but she really wants to get into more of her watercolor. She did a lot of that last year, and she just tested out one of the Winsor & Newton watercolors that was higher grade than what she was used to, and she was just like, yes please. And I was like, okay, but I knew that she was going to like something else different, so stick around and I'll show you what she got. And now she's looking at the Winsor & Newton color swatches, and Daniel Smith has about 250 colors selection, and the other one has about 90, I want to say. They had these individual like watercolor pens and stuff. It was just so cool. The brushes, they had all the color pencils, and they had the Lyras in individual ones. I have not seen that, like not even when ordering online, I have not seen that. This is our new spot, hands down.
So obviously we went a little rogue with our little nostalgic back to school trip. But it was fun, and now it's time to show you everything that we actually made it to the cart and to check out. So let's get to it, and I'll try to go in the order that you were seeing us shopping, but I don't quite remember all that, and that's a little bit too much work. I will show you one of the things that obviously you didn't see during Prime Day. I needed, you always see me with the beige one of my Stanley, and that was the 30, is it 30 or 32 ounces? I can't remember. Anyway, I think it's 30. And I literally drink water all day long. You guys know I have like throat issue, nodules and stuff like that. So I lose my voice a lot. So I'm drinking. You see me all the time. So I wanted the bigger one for a while, but I was waiting because I'm like, I know they'll go on sale. They will go on sale. And they did go on sale. I think it was like $20-something during Prime Day. And hubby grabbed me one of these, and Bella wanted one as well, because her cup was just like one from, I think it was Sam's Club or something, and wasn't really keeping her stuff cold. Anyway, so we got them on sale, so we're excited about that. Okay, so you saw us that we went to Office Depot first. We had like a TSA appointment type of thing, so we ended up there. They had so many cute things, and if you're still back to school shopping, I would, now that I've seen like the price ranges and everywhere, they kind of were just right on par. I held off because I thought, oh, it's gonna be cheaper somewhere else, but they had really cute things, especially the pencil cases. I really love them. I know we didn't go to Wally World. I know Wally World has some cute pencil cases. I just like sensory overload. I just can't do it. But if you're buying Office Depot, Office Max, check them out. But we ended up having to go to Staples for something specific. And we got a few things. I'm gonna butcher the name, the Stadler. And German. She really, really likes these. This is a German company, but these say made in Thailand, so I don't know. But the pencil quality of these, we have a few things. The erasers are her favorite, and these are not the erasers that normally she would get. And have those in order. They have not come in yet, but these are like the same type, but just like we're interested to, you know, see how these work out. But they're latex free, and they're just like usually leave like it's just such a clean erase, and especially with mixed media artist as she is, like she has tried every single type of eraser. Like if you're interested in seeing a comparison, we can show you a comparison. But anyways, these just look cool, but she gets the Mars ones normally. But she saw these and she was able to like try one out, and it's not as smooth, I would say, as a Ticonderoga, but she likes the firmness of, she likes the feel of these, and they're pre-sharpened and they're nice feel. And it has a very good eraser as well. So we got a whole box of these. It turns out that when we were looking, we obviously shop our shelves first and see what supplies we have left before we ever went out. But we had 6 pencils left. So we're like, oh, okay, I guess we need that. We also got, we have a lot of pencil sharpeners, but some are like specific to our Lyra pencils. Some are specific to my son's Prismacolor things. You know, they actually do work better with those, like if you have specific color pencils. I am not a Prismacolor fan, neither is my daughter. My son doesn't mind them. It came in one of his oak metal kits, so obviously he's using them. So he has one of the Prismacolor Premier pencil sharpeners. So she just got one of these because you know, she's using the pencils and stuff, and she just liked that it had the 2 sizes, and she likes using the brands of whatever pencil she's using with the pencil sharpeners usually. She has Posca colors in the thicker point, and she wanted some fine points as well. These will literally like just write on anything, fabric, all the things. So they're very versatile, and they're just like such a nice quality. So we actually got another pack with different colors and points that we got from a different store. But we got these from Staples. It took us, like when we first went to the first Michael that you saw us go to, they did not have the fine points. So each Michael's has like different inventory, I swear. But now, like that we found the art supply store, we're just gonna go there, and we'd rather support a small business anyways. So that's that. Now she has like this whole series that she's doing of these daily sketches. If you went over on my Instagram page, you've seen like sneaks of it, of certain daily sketches that she's been doing. I'll flash some pictures here. And this is something that she's doing as a project to a really good friend that had surgery and is recovering, and it's kind of like a motivation thing, and she's doing like a daily picture for her friend. And she wanted these big paper clips, because she's doing it on loose leaves right now, to bind them together and, you know, not like damage. Everything has a purpose, okay? We didn't go rogue. I don't think there was any item that was just like, oh, this is cute. Maybe like a couple things. And my son, you saw that he basically abandoned us and he just went with his dad. And he was just like another part of the store, probably in each and every store. And basically it was left to me to pick out things for him. But then afterwards he would come back and say yay or nay. So he really liked this pencil case. I just, you know, I wanted them to have like a new pencil case. Is there anything wrong with their current pencil cases that they have? Absolutely not. But I just like, you know, one of those, I guess, splurge things of just signaling a new school year, just having something that's just new and different. I don't know. So this was also from Staples, and it's pretty sturdy. We did test in store to make sure that it actually fit pencils okay because of the shape of it, but he can fit quite a bit in here. So he's my gamer lover kiddo, so we got him that. Now, my daughter was more practical with her new pencil case option that she liked, and this is the one that she chose, and I'll tell you why. And of course, she's obviously my artist, and she has a lot of different types of pencils, markers, anything like that. But also when she's annotating, she likes to make things pretty. So she has quite a bit of supplies, but they both do, you know, like their erasers and stuff. But it has a zipper here. Has pen loops on here, but it also has a pocket here, like you can put some erasers or clips or anything like that. Then it has like this pocket here with a Velcro, so you can put more there. And they had a couple of colors of these. I think I showed that in the video clip. So I had seen something similar in jet pens, and that was what I was keeping an eye on. But she said she really liked this color, and she was just totally fine with it, and she was happy with this. So that was that. Oh, and it has a front pocket little too. So it has quite a bit, and I think it's going to be nice and functional for her. Now let's go into Five Below. I was genuinely surprised with the selections in Five Below. I thought that they had very cute and unique items. How durable it's gonna be, I mean, they feel pretty good. I don't know. But we're gonna give it a shot, right? It was inexpensive enough that we can go ahead and give it a shot. But if you're looking for something that is like unique and cute and functional, they even had some 5-star notebooks and things like that if you're into those. But they had quite a bit of selection. We did look at one Five Below first, and we didn't have much time, so we left, and then we decided to go back, but to a different one, and they didn't have the same amount of stuff as the first one, so I was a little bummed. But they did have quite a nice selection. So one of the things that was on my daughter's list, now my son didn't get anything from Five Below. He wasn't interested in anything there besides like the candy. One of the things that she wanted was a notebook, obviously with heavy duty paper to do color swashes in, and just to, you know, pen tests and color swashes and things like that. So she got this one, 70 sheets, and it's 110 GSM. So it's actually pretty thick, and they had a couple of different designs of these little kind of some color swashes. It comes with a little marker thing, which she is not using, but it's just to do that. And she did test some things like that, but I didn't get an okay to share any of this yet, so I'm not going to. But that is one of the items that she got from there. We also got, I like the fact that they were on a ring. We have a lot of flash cards, but she's not a big user of them. And I thought maybe I can encourage her to, you know, adapt the study skill if it was, you know, on a ring. Now I do have individual rings that we can punch through the index cards and do all that stuff, but this was inexpensive, and it was going with her whole vibe. Now, they both did have a theme in mind when we were going in. Like my son wanted like blues, and my daughter wanted black. She quickly changed her mind when she saw the whole retro vibe. And I will say this over and over again, my kid was born in the wrong generation. And she switched her aesthetics to more of a retro 90s kind of vibe. So this is one of those things that she got, and you'll see that her stuff from Target also will match this as well. But this is just index card too, and sturdy. They feel sturdy at least, and it has an elastic band to keep them together. So I thought these were a fun find, and she really liked it. So I think maybe this will give a shot to using some of those study skills with that. These were purely for fun. I told you there was only a couple of items that were just like had no real purpose, because she found other highlighters at Target that she wanted. And I'm gonna say, I was underwhelmed with Target. I thought, I don't know, maybe it was just the Target that we went into, but I was very underwhelmed. She was underwhelmed, which is what it turned into, like, let's go this place now, or this one, and try this other places out. But these looked fun, and they said they were scented. And let's see, is it focusing? There you go. They said they were scented. They're very lightly scented. They're $4. They're cute. They will look cute on a desk, maybe for a younger child, just to have, like, you know, something fun on their desk. to look at and use. I mean, they work well. We already tested them out on that color swatch thing. They do work well. Do they feel like they're gonna dry out if you leave that cap on for more than 10 minutes? Absolutely. But they were cute and fun. Do they smell like anything? I do smell it now. At first, I couldn't really smell it, but it's not overpowering, which I guess is a good thing. But they're cute. They're cute, all right? It's just a cute, fun item, so we're not above that. Now, we did grab, she wanted to go not do coil. You guys know they were very big on, like I said before, Japanese stationery. That's what we love to use, our pens or things, you know, a lot of our items are that. But again, we were in store. This is like, you know, we're trying to find things that in store. Now these feel pretty good. They feel pretty good. I think they're gonna hold up okay. I think so. I'm gonna have faith. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be okay. All right, so some of her subjects have a workbook built into it that she writes her notes straight into it. So she didn't need an abundance of notebooks. And last year we had more notebooks than we really needed because of how everything functioned with her curricula, and some of the things being like online courses, which also has the paper element, but I have to print those PDFs and stuff like that. So we have 3 notebooks. She wanted to be able to store them very easily on her desk, so no coils or anything like that. And these are the colors that she got, and like I said, it's a whole retro vibe. So she got the green one. I think these are all the ones that they had. I'm pretty sure these were all the colors. So if you're looking at Five Below, these were all the colors that it's not college rule, and you kind of have to work them in to lay flat, but they will lay flat. You just have to break them in, just like I do with the school nest ones. And we just really wanted to like separate the subjects and stuff, and just she wanted a smaller profile, and these are smaller than an 8.5 by 11, obviously. And these are wide rule versus college rule, so that's the only thing, but she was fine with that. And just regular composition books. I mean, this is what I grew up in, but the actual composition brand. And then I wanted to show you her Stanley Cup, because I went to steal a couple of things that she had already put in her room to show you. And this was the one, and she already has like some stickers on it that she transferred from her old cup. But this is the Stanley that she got. Okay, so fun story with Target. I'm dropping things. Fun story with Target is that I know that they have a section, like if you go to Target and you go to the regular school supply section, that is not where their back to school little area is. You have to go kind of like to the back of the store, and there's this big sign that says like something school. I showed it on the clip, and that's where everything's concentrated. Now, I will say, if you choose to go to Target, go back to the school supply section, because I actually found more things in the regular school supply section versus what they had laid out as their back to school section. I was still a bit underwhelmed. Maybe it's our preference. Maybe we've been a little bit spoiled with, you know, like mostly using Japanese stationery and things like that. But again, we were just trying to have a fun experience of like the whole actually going back to school shopping and not just scrolling the internet and selecting what we wanted. All right, so we did get, like I said, number one thing on our list was that I counted and we had 6 pencils left. So this is the I'm gonna say this, Ticonderoga. It always, like, I have to slow it down. They like the black ones. They're the same pencil. It's just the color on the barrel is just the same thing. But you guys know they're great. They're great pencils. But then Target did have these cute ones, and it has, let me show you, because it has this stripe, and these are sharpened. These are number 2. But look at these. Aren't these fun? Like, they're super cute colors. And she was going for the whole like she wanted the black ones initially, but then we were like, she was like, there's not enough pencils. And this is before we went to Staples. So yeah, you saw things out of order. So she had not seen the Statler pencils. So we got 2 of these. We got the black set and we got the stripe ones. And these are just fun with Ticonderoga pencils. We do not like those mechanical big pencils or anything like that. I mean, you can call us stationary snobs. We pretty much are. We own that. It's just, no. We do have some like nice mechanical pencils that we have actually from our uni Jetstream pens that we got from Jet Pens. The 4-in-1, one of them is not a pen, it is a pencil. Because 90s kid, I want to say yo. But I think is UB. And that's like, I'm pretty sure it's exclusive to Target, or you order from them direct. But these, like, she just liked the way they felt. And these are scented gel pens. Now, let's see if I can smell them now, because before we really couldn't. Maybe you can smell the ink on the paper. I don't know. I'll let you know how these work out. But this was one of the pricier things, but it has quite a bit of color, and she does like gel pens. I absolutely hate gel pens. She does not share that feeling, but they're very smooth to hold, very lightweight, and it's a smooth writing with them. I do not like gel pens. I do not have the patience to let gel pens dry. I will say that when we tested these, the ink dries a little bit quicker than the jelly rolls, and she does have sets of jelly rolls. Now the UB, we found these highlighters, and these were pretty deceiving in the box. You think that they're like this short, but when you take them out, they're actually pretty long. And again, this one was a little bit on the pricier side. I know they have like the Sharpie highlighters, my eyeliners, and all that. She does not like my eyeliners. You know, she does not. It's not her favorite at all. Fun. You know, high school kids love this stuff. Trust me, they do. They like the cute aesthetics and things like that. So these work pretty well as when we tested them. We'll see how they last longevity wise. You guys know I have my favorites, and again, they're from Jet Pens and stuff like that. Each kiddo needed a binder for specific reasons, and I'll share that when I share curricula. Now, my son still doesn't have a binder because he didn't find one that he liked, but she found one. This was not cheap at all. I was shocked when it scanned. I guess I wasn't paying attention when it was added to the cart. You can see the texture of this, but it's like embroidered, and she just really liked this, and it kind of just goes with the whole vibe that she was going for. Like that a portion of your purchase goes to funding schools and things like that. So I do like their mission, and UB is like whenever you purchase something, they give back as well. So that is something that I love about them too. We've bought some things before from UB, so I think it's gonna hold up fine. Now my son, you're like, oh, we're seeing a lot of things you saw, or like the pencil case for him. He was like totally like just with his dad and like not into anything. This was a set. They had a few of them. They like had Barbie and all that stuff. This is the Star Wars composition notebook. He just needed a couple for what we have in mind for him. Same thing, you kind of have to work them in to lay flat. It's not like that lay flat design, but it will lay flat, you know? You know I'm good at beating notebooks. But it comes with the little pencil with the, pen with the lightsaber. It is a pen, yeah, with the lightsaber. And it's just a fun notebook, and you can see like the galaxy on there. It is also wide rule, so unfortunately we couldn't get the college rule and the cutie stuff, but there was some stuff with the college rule. He did get one spiral notebook, and this was a gamer one. This is from EcoKind, so when you buy something from them, they also plant a tree. And this is 100% recyclable cover, soy-based ink, and sustainably sourced paper. So again, these are things that we care about, we look at, and we try. Not everything obviously that we buy is the same, but you know, we try. But this is just, if you have a gamer, they have like a whole line with the eco kind for the gamer stuff, and I thought it was pretty cute. And it's just a regular run-of-the-mill notebook. The paper feels pretty nice, actually. It doesn't feel flimsy, and the cover is very heavy duty. Like it's pretty thick. I think it's gonna last okay. It's always a juggle to see how these spirals hold up, but we'll see. All right, so that was just a couple of just like fun notebooks and things like that. He also got, he needed a folder. This is from EcoKind. Like I said, they had a whole line of the gamer stuff, and quite a few things. And this folder just has 2 pockets in there. So there's some loose things and things that I need to grade and things like that, that they can just pass back and forth to me. My daughter needed more than one folder because of certain online classes that she's taking. And there's a lot of papers. You think online, but there's a lot of things, papers and printouts and things like that, that gets done by hand. And she fell in love with this one. This was from Decompositions, 85% post-consumer waste recycled. And she just loves this. She's like, yes, it's the little pandas. And it is, this is not gonna break. Like I can feel it, like this is gonna be cool. Like this is gonna last a while. I can feel it already. So this was the Red Pandas, was one of her favorite finds. Then okay, so if I pull out the notebooks, I'm gonna show you at the end things together just so you can see where they were going with it. And she was like, yes. Immediately, yeah. So I will say that they had some fun, Target did have some fun folders, that I didn't find fun folders in other places. But were these the 50 cents folders? No. Were they super expensive? No, not really. But you know, this was also the eco kind, so she just loved this. If you saw my kid when she was like 5, 6, 7 years old, like you would think she was an 80s child back then. Then I needed a new binder because like I've been using the same binders over and over. You saw my big teacher resource binder that I showed you guys. That I just, you know, it was a boring, just regular binder, but there's an active binder that I use where I pull things out from that resource binder or anything else that I'm actively using like a lesson, and then I put it in a separate smaller binder for daily work, not things that I reference weekly or when I'm planning that it's in that big binder, but for daily work. So I wanted a pretty new binder, and I wanted something pretty. Green Room, 100% recycled. You guys know how much I love this colorway. So pretty, and the texture, it almost feels like, you know, like kind of like a vegan leather. And it does have a folder right here, so I'm gonna be transferring some of those things. You see, it's just a small 1-inch binder. So obviously not a lot of things are gonna fit here, but just like an active unit, an active lesson or anything like that for the week, I'll just place it in here so I'm not wrestling with that big ass binder. We were after certain brushes. So we were like, okay, let's try Hobby Lobby. This is before we discovered that there was an art store in town. Oh my God. And when I say we really didn't find what we were looking for at Michael's, which is crazy, one of the things she did find at Michael's very quickly was, because she does a lot of sculpting work, she does not use Mosh Posh. She actually uses the Sculpty glaze. She prefers it. I can show you that afterwards if you like, or I can do a separate video with art supply stuff that we keep on hand. But she needed a specific type of brush, and these are very firm type of brush, so they're not gonna like, you know, get all gunked up and things like that. You can keep reusing them to use that certain glaze. So the Sculpty glaze is kind of like Mosh Posh, but it doesn't dry sticky. It's very like smooth, it dries well, and actually dries faster as well. And there's different finishes. There's satin ones, there's a glazed one, so if you want shine, if you don't want shine. Now I would say that the one that's not supposed to be shiny still has a little bit of shine to it, but it kind of tones down after a few days. So she did get this. The brushes. Now this is Hobby Lobby's own brand. It's supposed to be artist grade. If you saw her in store, she literally will take the brush and start picking to see if the fiber, those start pulling off, and then she's like feeling the textures. But it's because of the sculpting work that she's doing. She needed very specific fine detail brushes. I had bought her last year a set from Amazon that I had found, which had fine little points, and it works well for her for a while, but it's a year later and they're done. They're done. They're shedding as can know. So these are her fine detail brushes that she picked out. These are not expensive. They were ranging from $3.99 to $4.99. A true artist grade brush. It's a lot more, friends. She got another of the Posca set because she really liked this colorway on this one. And you saw before that, and this was cheaper here at Hobby Lobby, I would say, than we found it on Staples. But it was a couple dollars. New ones of these little palettes, and she's very specific. Like, I couldn't get her the round ones. I couldn't get her the big ones. It had to be this specific size. Like, she's very particular with what kind of supplies she wants with what. But inexpensive palette ones. Now this, I wanted her to have a specific, she loves using just loose sheets. Like, she will grab a specific type of paper for whatever art project or art thing that she's doing. Like, if she needs a watercolor paper, she needs a mixed media paper, if she needs, whatever type of thing. And one of our preferred brands is Strathmore. I know I'm asking, this is why I'm saying what brand, but I wanted her to have, for specific projects throughout this year, a sketchbook that she keeps everything together. And I knew that she would not continue to use the sketchbook and not her loose papers, how she prefers, unless it looked nice, right? And so they had quite a bit of a selection, and they had this one. It's really pretty. You can see the back of it. Really pretty. So kind of like that vegan leather look. Just blank pages. All right, you're still with me. So a couple more categories. This is very quickly. This is from the art supply store that you saw. That is going to be a new hangout. It's fabulous, and I love supporting small businesses. So yes. Okay, so she got done, and I'm going to be sharing the new watercolor, like volume 2 of Tissel and Biscuit. But she does not require you to have professional grade or anything like that. Again, I'm telling you that we are been slowly upgrading her to higher level artist supplies over years. Not like, first a few years back we upgraded her pencils, which was her favorite, are the Lyra Rembrandts, and then like slowly through the years upgrading things, and it does save a lot of headaches, especially if you have an ND kiddo. But she had a sample Winsor & Newton watercolor professional grade, and she loved it. So we were on the hunt for this. The first Michaels did not have it, and then the second one had one, but the label was kind of funky, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the student grade and not the artist grade, and the price didn't make sense because I was sure it was the student grade, but the price was like crazy high. So I'm like, let's just hold off. I'm glad we did. So what we did, instead of getting a bunch of colors, because she was convinced that the Winsor & Newton was going to be it, but I have a preference too, and I do not really like Winsor & Newton that much. I know that it works really well for a lot of people. So we got 2 of the small tubes because I was so happy when I saw that they had Daniel Smith. And I knew that she was gonna love it, but she had to be convinced herself that she was gonna love it. So what I had her do is, I'm like, okay, pick 2 colors of each one, because I knew she's gonna use it anyways. And then that way you can test out and see which one you prefer. And then the one that you like more, then that's the one that will come back and get more colors for you. So we got a couple of the professional grade Winsor & Newton. She got like this, I won't open it because this one, these little bottles from them comes squirting out like crazy. And you do buy these individually. This is pretty much how artists prefer to do it, because you know they have like specific needs, specific colors, and the sets are great for as a starter kit for a lot of people. And again, all this, if your kiddo is not you know is just hobbyist or whatever and all that stuff, don't worry about this. And even if you have a kiddo that is like, you know, going to art school, you don't need all the expensive gadget. My daughter will use an Office Depot pencil and her sketches will look amazing, and she'll prefer it most of the time to use that pencil because it has a light goes over it with her Blackwing. But again, so that's just to say that, you know, an artist can use Crayola and be perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're someone that looking to upgrade, I will share those things with you guys. I love the way that it blends, and the way that the definition where Daniel Smith, my friends. Now these, if you're a watercolorist, this is not cheap. But if you wait for like a deal or things like that, it's just, they're so nice. They're so nice. Now she did already try these. Hands down, Daniel Smith won for her. She absolutely loves these. So we're already getting like looking at the color wheel and looking at, they have over 250, I believe 250 selections for Daniel Smith for colors, and Winsor Newton has about, I think, 90. So she's having a lot of fun looking through the colors that they have available, and then we'll slowly add to her collection. So watercolor is not one of her main. To an art supply store that is a true art supply store, and I remember that, like, you know, growing up in New York and other parts as well, is that, you know, people are so knowledgeable. You can go there and it's not just like someone like, you know, you go to Michael's or whatever and maybe they know their stuff, but most of the time it's not the same thing. It's like we had someone that I could have sworn she was probably an artist, because or you know, it's a family owned business. I've been doing it for a while now. These highlighters, they had a couple of colors, and I have not had one in a long time. I love these because they're so highly pigmented, but they don't leak, and you can keep the cap off. Not that I do, but you can keep the cap off for like hours and it will not dry out. Okay, so last category, things that I had ordered online, and it was just like very specific things that I wasn't gonna find in a store. Actually, I didn't check to see if the art supply store carry this. I'm gonna ask the next time we're there, because that would be fantastic. But these, we have the trio set for Blackwing, so she got to practice with 3 different, really likes the Blackwing matte. The first time I heard about these pencils was from Hannah from Pepper and Pine years ago, and they're absolutely fantastic. The erasers work so great, and what's good about these is that you can actually refill the erasers. You can buy a pack of the erasers to replace the erasers, so if you wear these down, you can do that. We don't really need to do that because, like I said, she uses the Sattler Mars erasers, and she prefers. Now my son still had a lot of supplies left, so that's why you're seeing a lot of things more for my daughter in the art department than anything else, but there'll be more that I will share with you another time. This is like a special back to school for the first day of school. This is called, and this would be a nightmare for my son. Like, he would not do this, like, you know, total neat freak and things like that. But wreck this journal, this was so fun. This is one of these items I found on Amazon a while ago, and what is super fun about this is that each page has like this unhinged prompt. You know, this notebook is gonna look like a hot mess at the end, but that's the point of the process, and she just loved the idea of this. So you, like, the first page is add your own page number, crack the spine, color this page red on purpose, pour, spill, drip, spit, splitting different color drinks here, poke holes on this page in pencil. It is such a fun, unique idea. I think she's gonna have a lot of fun with it, and it's just a fun add-in thing that is just kind of like a gift for back to school. I'm still searching for something for my son. I have this, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I remember Shannon from the Hip Home Life years ago had a Rocket book, and these are, use a friction pen on it, and they have specific layouts, and you can scan it into an app that will keep all these notes for you. And I don't know if you can see this microfiber and like just a little wet, and you just wipe it down, and then you have a brand new notebook all over again. So it's a reusable notebook. And when I got this, my idea was that I think it would be a good supplement when I'm brainstorming things, and just have a reusable one. I don't know if I'm that girl, but I was that girl when I ordered it. We shall see. Before, Where the Wild Things Are, the subject notebook, the tab notebook from Conquest Journal. They had sent this to me for review, and I have a few things, and I'm gonna have the 2026 collection for you guys, which they have their own line for the first time for the 2026 calendar. Waiting for the Night collection on top of their Harry Potter. So if you don't want to do Harry Potter or anything like that, you can do the Waiting for the Night, and that collection is so stellar. I love it. But I'm going to show you a couple previews on this video, because a couple of them I'm going to use for school. But this notebook I've been using for plotting our lesson. Their website, and if you use my code Arlene10, it will give you 10% off on their shop. I have their items at my Amazon store. You cannot use a discount code there, so that's whatever your preference is. Now, I did get a preview, and they sent me this is coming to Barnes & Nobles. I believe in August is coming to Barnes & Nobles, so just hang out. And they have the sorting hat, divided tabs. This is so cute. So cute. I do not have any affiliate with Barnes & Nobles or anything like that. They are licensed, I get questions. They are licensed through Warner Brothers, if, you know, obvious reasons. They are licensed through Warner Brothers. I've been shopping with Conquest Journals for years. They're a small shop. I love supporting small businesses, and that's where my heart is. But I respect your decision either way. But I support the small business, and, you know, that's how they got their start and stuff like that. But they have these dividers like that, but these are going to be exclusive to Barnes & Noble. I will show these in the other video where I'm going to show the 2026 collection, but I did get a bunch of stickers from them, and some of them my daughter is going to use. My son doesn't use the stickers, but my daughter's going to use for her binders or anything else, or she adds to her cup. But I have the Waiting for the Night stickers, and there's their decals actually. I have the Supernatural pack. I have the Game of Thrones. So they have these fun licensed products, and I have the Ravenclaw pack. All right, so just so you can see kind of everything together, this is my daughter's. Obviously the art stuff I just kept separate, but this is basically her little aesthetics, was just kind of like a retro vibe. So his haul is much smaller because he wasn't participating in the shopping spree, and also he didn't have all the art supply stuff, and there's a lot of things that he still has that he can still use and he wants to keep using, and there's a couple things that are still on the way, but he was going for blue, but there is still blue in here. Blue, there's a little blue, mostly blue and black, but they had a theme going. Obviously there's all the art stuff too. There's a few more things that are on the way, not major, but there's a few more things, and they are more with the desk organization. We're coming up with a better system with things that are kind of bending our books and things like that. So I ordered like this new tower thing and a few other things to organize their desks better, especially with older kiddos. And when you don't have a homeschool room or anything like that, which you totally can homeschool without a homeschool room, but because of that, we really have to like make that small space solution. Any specific things that is stuff that you can find online, I will make a separate category on my Amazon store just for reference for you guys, so you can use it if you like, or just go hunt for it in store. You enjoy coming along, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. And yes, curriculum picks are coming. They're coming. It's been such a headache this year. y'all. It does get harder. Like you go through a smooth transition year after year. You got your group because you've been doing this forever. But the higher grades, things get tricky. And there's a lot of decisions that need to be made. And this year has been the biggest headache of finalizing things. So it's coming. So let me know anything that jumped at you, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.